Now, this next topic is such a hot item that almost everybody wants to jump in the bandwagon. And of course, mobile gaming offers an incredible opportunity for brands to raise their ROI. So, for insights and behavior on your consumer demographic for mobile gaming, please welcome your speakers, Founder Decision Lab, Mr. Aske Ostergard. Can we have a round of applause, everyone? Please also give a round of applause for the Vice President of APAC, POKKT, Mr. Pravin Shetty. And also welcome Senior Brand Manager, Clear Unilever Indonesia, Mrs. Essy Prita Cinta. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Team MMA, for giving us this opportunity to come up and talk about mobile gaming. This is a very interesting subject and a very relevant one, given the scale at which mobile gaming is growing in Indonesia. It's almost a 35 to 40% compared to last year. Before we begin, just as a quick introduction, I am Pravin. I lead the Southeast Asia market for POKKT. And for those who do not know what we are into, we are a smartphone advertising platform, and we basically connect brand with gamers. Coming back to the topic, mobile gaming is really huge, and it's getting bigger. With the largest population in Southeast Asia, Indonesia is emerging as the largest mobile gaming market as well. By 2020, mobile gamers in Indonesia would be close to about 100 million. Just as a comparison, and we are talking about a similar number of social network users on mobile devices, and that's the kind of scale that we're talking about. So that gives an unparalleled opportunity for advertisers to connect with gamers, engage with them, and deliver higher ROIs. POKKT has partnered with MMA and Decision Labs to come up with the first ever research on mobile gaming in Indonesia. I mean, we have global researches, but this is specific to the market. And this research is conducted in Southeast Asia, other Southeast Asia markets as well. So this is the first ever mobile gaming research specific to Indonesia market. And this research study is breaking a couple of myths. So it's really interesting to look at some interesting findings coming up in terms of audience behavior, and also in terms of receptibility of advertising on the mobile advertising space. With this, I would request Aske, CEO Decision Labs, to come up on stage and demystify the new age gamers for all of us. Over to you, Aske.
Thank you very much for the very, very nice introduction. I am super excited to be here today and share some findings from our brand new study on mobile gamers. Before I start, I want to ask all of you a couple of questions. The first question that I want to ask you is whether you will describe or identify yourself as a gamer. If you describe yourself as a gamer, raise your hand. Oh, we have a few people over here. That's great. I want to ask a similar question, but a little bit different. How many of you do have at least one mobile game installed on your mobile phone that you are playing at least occasionally? Right? Can I see some hands? Higher? Okay, it's the majority in here that are actually playing mobile games. Now, I'm not surprised with these results here, right? I've also been doing research on this one here. Because the first thing that happens and the first thing that comes to mind when I mention the word gamer, that's this guy up here, right? A teenage boy sitting in a cyber cafe playing action games, right? Completely isolated from the real world, right? He's most likely sitting less than 2 meters away from his best friend. But instead of chatting with him face to face, he probably prefers to chat via the action game's built-in instant messaging a voice system. But the fact here is, like here in the audience, mobile gaming is crushing this picture of a gamer. When we were studying mobile gamers, we found that no single demographic profile could describe a gamer. We are all gamers. 55% of all males who are connected via their mobile device are gaming. This number for females is 58%. All age categories are playing mobile gamers. We even found that 55% of moms are gamers. In fact, we found that more than 1 in 2 of the connected Indonesians are playing mobile games. In absolute numbers, this is more than 60 million people in Indonesia. And by 2020, this number is expected to be at least 100 million people. 100 million people. I think it's fair to say that mobile gaming has gone mainstream. It is not a niche market anymore. It is huge. I want to spend the last few minutes on providing a few insights from the study that hopefully can help you integrate mobile advertising into your marketing mix. So I'm going to share a bit of insights on how much time that they're spending on it, how frequently they're playing computer games, when and where that they are actually playing, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about ad preferences. Because by the end of the day, as marketeers, we want to utilize mobile gaming as a vehicle to communicate with our consumers. So let's get started. Now, these numbers here, these surprised me when I first saw them. Because gaming is not an occasional activity. It's an everyday activity. In fact, 68% of the mobile gamers, they play multiple times during a day. And when they open up the mobile gaming app, they spend time on gaming. We found that most of the gaming sessions are longer than 30 minutes. In fact, we found that a gamer on average spent 53 minutes gaming. With that in mind, it is also less surprising that for gamers, gaming is the favorite mobile pass activity. It surpasses both social networking, it surpasses video streaming. For a gamer, it accounts for more than 25% of the screen time on the mobile phone. 25%. When we were looking at when and where the gamer is playing, we found that nearly all gamers are playing inside their home, while they are at home. Around 30% they play at work, and around 30% they play at cafe. 1 in 5 do it while commuting, and around 16% they do it at restaurants. Gamers, they play throughout the day. They play from when the sun actually rises to the small hours during the night. But the peak time here is from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Around 70% of all the gamers are playing at that particular time. When we were looking at gaming occasions, a few interesting things actually emerged. Around 50% of all gamers, they play while waiting for something. That can be waiting in the traffic, it can be waiting in a government office, it can be waiting for getting your dinner. Now this is interesting because waiting together with a couple of the other occasions on this particular chart here represent activities with very little or no distraction whatsoever. Therefore, the chances are that they will actually watch the ad that you are serving to them. And we know for a fact that view time is highly correlated with brand impact. In other words, the more time a consumer is spending on your brand, the more impact it's creating. One demographic group was a little bit different from the rest, and that was the moms. Because roughly 50% of the moms, they are playing while watching TV. That means that they're multi-screening, but it also means that they're stacking the screens right. For marketeers targeting moms, this is a great opportunity to getting back some of the eyeballs that you're losing right now on TV. For the more ambitious marketeer, this represents an opportunity to basically take your integrated marketing campaign from the big screen to the small screen. Ad preferences. I think all of us who are gaming, we know these three formats, right? We have the static ads, we have the interactive ads, and then we have the video games. What we found in our study is that roughly 25% of the gamers, they either like or extremely like video ads while gaming. This number is roughly 15% for static ads. Now that in itself is high numbers. I mean, we're not talking about a particular ad, we're talking about ads in general. But the interesting thing here is not the numbers itself. It is when we compare it to rewarded ads. Because on paper, rewarded ads, they represent a less intrusive format where you as a gamer opt into the experience right. There is a clear value exchange between the game publisher, the advertiser, and the gamer. So that should obviously be reflected in the numbers in terms of likability. And what we saw was exactly that. The likability numbers skyrocket when we were talking about rewarded ads. We found that 33%, nearly 40% either liked or extremely liked to get exposed to advertising if it was rewarded. That is amazing. I don't think any other advertising medium can deliver that high likability. Now, I've been going through a lot of data, and there is more in the report which we will release later. It's okay if you can't remember all of it, but please remember these three things here. Please remember that mobile gaming is now mainstreaming. Even moms are playing mobile games. It's an everyday activity. It's not an occasional thing. That means that there is an opportunity to reach gamers while playing. And last but not least, rewarded ads is highly likable. It is the preferred format for gamers.
Thank you, Aske, for sharing the key insights and the key takeaways from the gaming research. While you're walking back to the stage, you have done this research across Southeast Asia markets, all the 4 Southeast Asia markets. What are the key differences that you're seeing emerging for Indonesia gamers compared to the other gamers, in the other countries?
Thank you for that question. To be honest, we see very few differences. We see more similarities, to be honest, than differences. There's one thing that is standing out, and that is that here in Indonesia in general, people are playing more frequently while commuting than in other markets. Actually, before this event here, I asked my team to zoom in on Jakarta, because I know for a fact that people here are spending a lot of time in the traffic. And we found that 1 in 3 of the gamers are actually gaming while they are commuting. It's a significantly higher number than in any other markets and in any other city here in Indonesia.
That's great. Moving forward, we would like to invite Essy Prita Cinta, Senior Brand Manager from Unilever, to come and share on how she has used gaming as a platform on her brands and delivered higher ROIs on her brands.
Sure. Thank you, Pravin. Thank you, MMA, for the opportunity. Hello, all. Good afternoon. My name is Essy Prita Cinta. I'm Senior Brand Manager for Unilever Indonesia. So, as you know, Clear is a shampoo, a unisex shampoo. And as #1 shampoo in AD market, we need to keep growing. And not only targeting moms, not only targeting women like other shampoo does, we also need to targeting men. So men is something that we need to keep evolve in terms of the way to catching it, because in terms of opportunity, there are 50% of men in Indonesia. But to be honest with you, only 8.5% use a men's shampoo. So that is a very high opportunity for, especially for Clear, to targeting this men. Our challenge simply this year is to double penetration. How Clear could win men's way. Knowing that this year we have this World Cup event, the biggest passion point for Indonesian men, how we win men during that period. So the campaign idea is to emphasize, to elaborate about the champion. So our campaign is Be Your Own Champions. That's about the creative. About the brand strategy, it's just a simple thing: winning content, winning moment, winning pressure, and then the most important one is funnel it with conversion. So ad is just an ad. So for me, ad is just doing half of its job. If it's only function as an awareness. So for me, an ad, it needs to be function like to deliver consideration and also to deliver the conversion. So it needs to bring me sales. So how we do that? Yes, we need to have an agile content. We need to have a seek out content. So not only pushing the ad that we think will be benefit for brand by giving just a discount at the beginning, but also using through the line management using social listening. During World Cup, yes, there is a surge in mobile gaming. So 60 million people of Indonesia are playing game this year. And there is also surge of frustration wife. I'm one of them, to be honest with you. So there is, we listen our consumers, and we hear that our consumers are keep complaining about their boyfriend that to engage with their game. So I think the theory is you need to expose your ad 6 times at least to move to consideration. But here, since you have higher engagements like Aske said, so this is a platform that you can engage people more. So why not we try games, especially when we are targeting the same target market, since most gamers are also sports enthusiasts. And ever since we tap into mobile gaming, what we got? Highest growth in Clear when we are tapping into World Cup history, and then stronger brand love. Now, Clear is the first brand among male shampoo, which is we are getting plus 300 points in terms of brand love within less than 1 year. How we do that? So I'll give you one example. Okay. Yeah, only the last slide. Okay, so the first banners is only awareness. So you tap your audience with exclusive news. So whenever they are playing game, you give them a content that you think that will be relevant for them, and also giving them exclusive news about what happened during the match. Okay, you're playing game, but this is what happened during the soccer match. And then the second one, it's good that currently the game platform could be inject not only with banner, but also with rich media banner that could be expandable and so very creative. And then the third one, you need to funnel it with conversion. So when there is a goal, we show our ads. It's a goal, so it's a Clear Ronaldo, especially when Ronaldo has a match. This is a Clear Ronaldo match deal, discount 50% strike. No need 6 times, 1 time only. Thank you.
Thank you, Essy, for sharing the case study and also sharing the marketer's perspective in terms of how gaming is evolving more from a awareness to a consideration and now into a conversion kind of a funnel where it's also driving purchase intent. Now, you have already tried and tested this platform now on Clear. How do you see mobile gaming as a platform moving from a tactical platform to a always-on kind of a platform that appears when mobile gaming is a platform appearing in your plans throughout the year, because the audience scale is huge. So how do you see that going on moving forward?
Yeah, so we just do the trial this year, and we will do as always on plan next year because it's a waiting game plan. So whenever there is traffic, whenever people are still commuting, whenever we need to waiting for our GoFood, I think the game will be there. So yes, it will be our always on plan.
Great. So the next question is to Aske. Basically, we have seen in the research study that mobile gaming is demographic agnostic. By what I mean is, gaming is becoming more popular among female audiences. Moms are into gaming. Now, how do we take mobile gaming a step ahead, moving from male audiences? Because most of the brands that we see on gaming is male, right? So how do we go beyond that now, in your opinion?
Yeah, so to me, the numbers speaks for itself. I mean, we have female audiences, we have all different age categories, we have the frequency, we have basically, as a marketeer, all the opportunities to actually engage with this one here. So I think it's a matter of doing a better pitch, to be very honest. It's a better pitch that needs to happen in the room with the advertisers. I mean, the research is available now, at least for the advertisers to see the opportunities that mobile gaming is actually offering.
Great. So on one side, we have this research piece, which is available for us, which ratifies our understanding of the audiences. And at the back end, what we as a platform, as a gaming platform, is also doing is we are putting in a lot of huge machine learnings and building our data capabilities to target the audiences better for our advertisers. Now, what we have also done is we have created a tool, which is like a front-end tool in partnership with our agency partner Mindshare, where we are giving complete visibility. So we have unified all the data across gaming apps in the country and put it into one tool where the agency and the clients get complete visibility of audiences on one single platform. So at a click of a button, you can find out that on gaming, what are the kind of demographics, geographics, breakup. So we have built in almost more than 10 plus variables into the tool. So, so we are building the capabilities on gaming platform moving forward, per se. I think the time is up. So thank you so much, Aske and Preeti, for sharing your insights. And we are all here during the rest of the day, and we are here to take up any more questions that comes up during the session.
Thank you very much. Can we have a round of applause for all speakers? We'd like to request you to stay on stage. We have a token of appreciation for all of you. Maybe I'll start with the ladies first, right? Ladies first. Ms. Cinta, thank you so much for all your time and effort. And of course, Mr. Ostergard, thank you very much once again for all your time, efforts, and knowledge. And of course, our moderator, Mr. Shetty, thank you very much. And can we have a photo op once again and another round of applause for all our speakers. Once again, give it up. Mr. Shetty, Mr. Ostergard, and Ms. Cinta. Thank you very much.